Insights with Terri Ep.100, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.100. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep.100. Thank you for joining me for the week of December the 5th through the 11th. Christmas is coming. Hope you guys are ready. We have Sagittarius still in our sun sign. That's a fire sign. We have Sagittarius in Mercury, and that's a fire sign. This is really interesting. Now, on the 7th, it's going to change from Sagittarius to Capricorn. We're going to deal with that in a minute. And Sagittarius is in Venus, which is the planet of attraction and the planet of love and beauty. And that is going to be until the 11th, and that'll change into Capricorn. So we'll be moving into a very strong Capricorn energy as of next week, the end of this week to next week. And that change is always a little disruptive for us, especially my sensitive kids out there, the ones that feel everything. And as we move from one to another, it's kind of like maybe lumping things together or jumping over something. It's unsettling and it can be unstable to a degree. So just kind of keep an eye on some of the things that you put on your plate and say, do I need to do this right now? Now, the fire sign can lend fire. It can lend to impulse, burning, a little bit of heated frustration. We're going to deal with that too a little bit later. But what I love about Sagittarius is that philosophical energy that allows us to be, I would say more optimistic, trying to find the bright side in everything, trying to look ahead and say, how could this have gone wrong? And it didn't. So look at how lucky I am that it went right, or at least it came out this way. So it helps us find that bright side and the philosophy of what we're learning, what we're trying to accomplish. Now, in my readings for the people that I've been fortunate enough to do, what seems to be coming up as a common theme is adventure, the Chariot. Take some fun. Go have some fun. Book something that's fun. Do some adult playing. Watch your kids and your dogs and see what do they do to play, and could I take advantage of some of this and play too? So I find that my guides keep trying to light a fire under my client's tail and say, go out there and play. Don't take life as seriously as we have had to in the last few years. Take a break, enjoy some of the things, and go have fun. So I took their advice and went frisbee golfing on Sunday, and it was fun. Oh my goodness, we laughed so much. And then chicken wings after. It was fun. I'm not sure if the food was more fun or the frisbee was more fun, but it was all fun. So have some fun. It doesn't have to be an expensive thing. Frisbee golf was free, and the chicken wings we split. So really, I think for about $6, we had the whole day of play. And you can do that too. So just Sagittarius wants you to get out there and just have an adventure. Try to do that. We're still in Mars retrograde. Now, the challenge of this, I've been talking about Mars retrograde because it's been there forever, it feels like. And it is going to go forward again, I think in the beginning part of January, right around the 12th, it should go forward again. But we've been stuck in that Mars retrograde, and Mars is our passion planet, the motivational planet. So, it's really hard to be energetic and motivated with this kind of an energy going backwards, because when it goes backwards, it feels like it's spiraling us backwards. So when that comes to an end, I think it'll be good for a lot of us. We'll get some of our energy back. It won't be immediate, but we'll start to feel a little bit more energetic and want to take on projects a little bit more. Now, Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, at the end of this month will go into retrograde on about the 29th. So I want you to just be prepared ahead of time. That's why I'm bringing it to you. Mercury is the planet of travel. So Mercury, the god of travel, he's got the wings on his feet, and the thinking, processing. So when that's going retrograde, we make bad, sometimes, thoughts. It's hard to process. Bad decisions. Our mind may not be working right. We may not be thinking straight. Hard to find the right words. Muddled way of communication. I know myself, I've experienced it because I'm a very mercurial person. and my co-host on CKLW when we were on. He's mercurial too, so the both of us were really flopping around trying to find the correct words. So you might find, starting now with some of the sensitive people, it'll be hard to get the right words out or hard to get your thought out. So when that happens, be careful when you're driving, but a lot of accidents occur during that time. And this is, Christmas time, New Year's, we're going to be expected to travel. So just be ultra careful, because this is where we make mistakes, and those mistakes can really cost us quite a bit. It is a great time for reflection, anything retro, reflecting on something, going backward and re-looking at our history, reorganizing. It's not a bad time at Christmas because all those presents come in and we have to find places for them. Maybe re-looking at your books to get your books all ready for starting income tax season. Oh my Lord. Redecorating, anything of that nature. I go back over my dog's training and I look at what do I need to redo? How can I help them if I'm starting to make them sloppy a little bit? So there'll be that opportunity to work backwards in that. And just know that it's still going to draw our energy in, so we might not be energetic really energetic until where it stays till about the end of January. It'd be kind of forcing ourselves. Neptune is very active during this time right now. And Neptune is kind of a foggy kind of an energy. So you may feel foggy at times, and then you combine that with the Mercury retrograde, it might feel pretty darn foggy if you're not careful. And as I said earlier, with all these fire signs and Mars retrograde in Gemini, it can put together some real challenging situations for our mind. So fire, heated emotions, fear, anger, frustration. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm just warning you that it can. And if you find that you're feeling that, maybe it's time to just take a long walk in the bush by yourself and maybe cool off with the dogs. Just enjoy their company. They don't get too involved in all of the politics that we seem to do. And there's going to be a full moon on top of it, which could be a good thing. That'll help us a little bit with our energy and getting things done. That's on December the 7th, and that's in Gemini. So that would really stimulate the need for good quality talking and enjoying each other's company, trying to get a little bit active mentally, friends that are fun, all of that. I apologize about the phone. I tried to bury it in a pillow, but I would think that at this time at night nobody would be phoning, but that's not the case usually, is it? Every time you don't want it to ring, it does. Now, that Sagittarian energy can lead to a little bit of hip problems, pelvic problems if you're vulnerable in that area. So don't overdo. If you're going to stretch, try to keep that part of your body a little bit under wraps, I'm going to say. I'm going to bury this even more. Let me see if I can do that. Not well. Sorry about that, kids. I didn't think really this late at night. I hate to tell you what time it is at night, and I just didn't think that it would ring. So much for me and my psychic abilities, eh? So that hip opportunity to maybe put a heating pad on it, or to maybe do some exercises that help us look at what can we do to maybe stretch the ligaments or enable these body parts to work a little bit better. But if you're vulnerable in that area, be careful. And another thing with these retrogrades, I'm a little concerned for some people that are unstable or even stable, falling, and this is a time that's a higher break of pelvis, hips. So just, put those track things on your feet so that you have more stable walking abilities here. Now, the beginning of the week, our vulnerability will be the neck, the vocal cords, your throat, the thyroid, your larynx, your tonsils. That's vulnerable. So, just do some things, maybe some exercises, just easy to gently massage your neck so that it's not bunched up. This is the bull. So when we have Taurus there, you know, you have that big thick neck on the bull. So the bull often will stress us in that area. So if you're accumulating stress, it could accumulate in your neck and shoulders if that's where it normally happens. So that will be the beginning of the week. The bronchial tubes, your respiratory system, all of that will be under the gun as well towards the middle of the week. Then towards the end of the week, it'll be more stomach related. So just, you know, be watching what you eat. If you have a tender tummy, just be careful what you're eating and see if you can be more conscious of what you're trying to ingest, and do you really, really need this? It's not necessary to maybe overdo, and we're going to be doing that at Christmas. So maybe take your time and see if you can look at what foods could I eat to help me lose some weight before Christmas, and maybe that'll just help just a little bit. Now, Jupiter is the planet of teaching, and that is the sign with Sagittarius. Jupiter is its planet. So a lot of what you're going to go through, kids, the situations that you're going to encounter, the things that happen, if you can, look at it as a lesson. What is the lesson in here? Because that's what Jupiter is. Jupiter's the teacher. So what could I learn? Okay, so me with the silly phone, or me being silly, going off, I should have just got up, not assumed, and put the phone away under a pillow in another room. What did it teach me? It taught me not to take things for granted, not to assume. So I'll be more careful in following podcasts. So it's the planet of teaching. So what can you learn from each situation? So that's what we are gearing up this week to learn. This is what they're trying to work for us. The number 5 was given with us for us this week, and when we pair it with all of the planets that we've got, it really is pronounced need of movement. Now, you can't see, but me talking to you, my hands are flailing everywhere. It sounds like I'm running up and down the stairs, I'm sure, but I need to move. And this need, and some people will feel it more than others, makes me fidgety. Fire, Jupiter, Sagittarius, number 5. I'm rubbing my legs, and it's not that I'm nervous or anxious, it's just a need to move. Watch your animals. They may need a little bit more exercise than they're getting. The cold weather is helping with that too, but you might find them a little jumpy. And if they don't get the exercise that they need, or we don't get the movement that we need, you might find anxiety following that. So see if you can make a change in your life. Again, travel is linked to number 5. And as we said in the beginning of the podcast, that's linked to adventure. And that's been coming up in so many readings. And the search for freedom, pairing that with adventure, that's what will really turn our crank if we want our cranks turned at all. Open to new things and new ideas, and there'll be an inclination to maybe even lead in that direction. Come on, let's take a trip. Come on, let's jump on Flair Airlines and go to Arizona for $99 like they've been offering. I've heard some horror stories about that too. There's a little bit of ambition in with the number 5, but sensitivity with that, and routine and boredom is not going to be appreciated whatsoever during these fire signs, and pairing that with number 5 this week. So the weaknesses would be maybe succumbing to impulsive ideas that wouldn't be good for us, that instability that we talked about, that inclination to nervousness and restlessness that I was talking about. So we need to really work at keeping a balance in our emotional state, our professional lives, and our financial areas. And that's hard with Christmas coming up, wanting to buy something for everybody. But we're going to fight against restrictions. Look at China, number 5, pairing with Sagittarius. If I would have been the advisor of the Chinese leader, I would have said, don't put a restriction right now. With Sagittarius, people will not, no matter what the circumstance, will not accept it and will fight it. Wait. Capricorn, if he'd have waited maybe until January, maybe been more accepting of some restrictions. But we can't be forced into doing something at this time with Sagittarius ruling. So there. Now, I'm not sure what you're going to do with that for your life in the next week or so, but I wish you all the best. Just go have some fun. Play like a kid. Watch the kids, watch the dogs, and see what you can do. I want to thank, again, Charlie O'Brien for taking all that time and loading this up for us on my website, www.terriworld.com. That's where it's archived, as well as the present podcast. And he's got us on Spotify and Apple iTunes and Amazon Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube. He gives me the link, and then I pass it on to Facebook. So it's on Facebook as well. So thank you, Charlie, for taking all your time to make sure all of us get this. I really appreciate that. And if you have any technical needs, just Google or find Charlie O'Brien on your Facebook, and he can help you out with any of your digital needs. If you need a reading for yourself and for me to personalize it, I'd be happy to do that. You can text me at 519-726-6699, or you can email me at Terri, Terri.Coutts, Coutts, @gmail.com. You have yourself a wonderful week. Make the best of it. Have some fun. Play. We'll talk to each other next week, I hope. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coutts. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.